Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts of what I think about it. I'm giving a little bit of a review. This is initial review. Obviously, iterations of this will cause changes to what my thoughts are. But currently, this is what I think. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for clicking on the video. Welcome back if it's your second time here. If it's your first time here, welcome. When first playing this game, when it first came out, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, things seemed very positive. It was a fun game. It was new. It gives a breath into the BR. I mean, there's many BRs out there now, countless. But this one actually just had a different spin. Of course, it's Call of Duty franchise. This is made by Infinity Ward. And I think that they did a pretty decent job of keeping a interesting flow into the game. But there's a lot wrong with it. So after playing about 4 or 5 days, my excitement that I had the first 2 days is kind of thrown out the window. And I have to say that there are major flaws that are a very, very big step backward for the game. And I'm going to go through a couple of those right now, but I will take a positive spin first. So when I first came in, I loved the opportunity of the Gulag to 1v1, integrating the gunfight scenario that is in multiplayer and transitioning that into your BR to allow for a revive after your first down. I think it's ingenious, super smart. It gives people an opportunity to come back on their own. You're not dead until you're fully dead. And that's something that I do have to praise and applaud. It's a fun spin on it. I don't like that you have to watch the Gulag, throw in the chamber type thing, kind of load into the thing every single time. They do give you a skip option, which is pretty decent, but you kind of just want to be placed into the Gulag. Like, okay, cool. This little bit was fun for a little bit, but let's just have a spawn into the Gulag now because we know where we're going. And that's minuscule. That's not really anything to it. Inside of the Gulag, I do feel like there's not enough range of weapons. You kind of just get pistols and shotguns. I understand it's close quarters and you're trying to get it to where a little bit more skill type thing, but I think it would be interesting to see people try to compete with sniper rifles, assault rifles, SMGs, and the like expand the library of guns that are available. And I'm sure they probably will do something about that with future updates. Maybe. Depends. I don't know. So aside from that, when you're flying over the map, dropping in, and you have all of the names of the different places, it is excellent for people who have been there a lot and understand where the map is, to also coordinate with people who don't play a lot, and you can call out a name of a place, and they can see it right there on the map. I think that's brilliant, and the name orients to where the plane's flying in. Very, very smart idea. I do enjoy that from a development standpoint. Allowing your player base to have coordination through callouts. So very, very props up on that one. Thing that I don't like about the falling in type thing is the cutting and redeploying of parachutes. One, if you're going for a realistic trend, which some parts seem like they're trying to be realistic and some aren't, how many parachutes are you going to have on your back? It seems kind of weird or whatever. I understand that a lot of other BRs will allow for the same thing as far as redeploying your parachute on the way down. So it's not that far off of something that another BR would allow for. But with that, when you're cutting and redeploying, you actually will move faster. If you watch your mini map from your other teams, if they are just flying in on their parachute and you are cutting and redeploying, you will actually speed boost as you go forward. Again, this is fine if everybody knows that is what happens, but only people who play this a lot regularly will be able to know that happens. They'll be able to get down faster. A little bit of an advantage if you play it more often. On the flip side of that, where a person who plays all the time may not be able to overcome, is the camp/silent steps that are available for all players no matter what. So they give you a perk of dead silence in the game. That's not necessarily needed because crouch walking is completely silent. Not necessarily completely silent, but if the other player is moving at all and you're crouch walking, they will not be able to hear anything from you. If they are firing their weapon, they won't be able to hear anything from you. So audio in this game needs some tweaking, because footsteps, you can hear your teammates' footsteps like they're a freaking elephant or something like that. And then on the flip side, when you hear, you don't hear anything from enemies usually. When you're getting flanked or pushed, you usually don't hear much of any kind of footstep. I think it's a major problem. If you're trying to compete in the game or be competitive in any sort of way, it doesn't seem like it's very plausible for you to actually try and put the effort into that, due to the fact that someone can sneak up on you very easily, and usually whoever gets the first shot off usually wins the scenario. And so going in with that on gunfights, I feel like time to kill is pretty decent. You have some issues with Nat where you think you're not getting, when you look at replays and stuff, people are getting shot and downed relatively when people are behind cover. There's a little bit of a Nat type issue as far as ping. I know a lot of people, or every BR has the problem of ping and who's got the better ping and who's able to respond to the server faster and have a more realistic or more real-time gameplay. So that's not necessarily anything fault of this one particular BR, but I do feel like if you have 2 pieces of armor compared to their 3 pieces of armor, there's no way that you're going to be able to win that gunfight unless the person just absolutely misses all of their shots, which could come into play, but it's very, very unlikely, especially if you're on controller. You have aim assist, and it will just lock on and let you spray it down. So I have a little bit of a problem with the uneven, the balancing technique of what happens with armor is very, very difficult, just from what is happening in the game. So it makes it really difficult to become competitive or really good at the game because multiple factors just delineate that there's not a competitive side to it. And so that's difficult to overcome. But I have to say, overall, exciting new BR. I don't think that I could play it all the time, every day. I don't think it has the ability to grip me or make me want to play very often. I do enjoy the drive for a first couple of games to try and get a win, but after about an hour or so, it just pulls me out of it because I get frustrated from getting snuck up on or being running up on a camper per se. And this is the same stuff that was happening within Blackout. If someone is camping and you decide to run in to their position or whatever, it's game over for you. Sorry, bud. And it happens on the regular. I mean, so it was the same thing with PUBG, is the same thing with a lot of different BRs that are shooters that are not the Fortnite build your own cover, that sort of scenario. So my review, my thoughts on it initially, decent game, kind of fun for a while. I cannot get behind actually trying to do it as a full-time thing or, going for. Again, the action is real good, at least for the front part. When you get into the middle of the game, there's a long lull. If you're trying to go for end game, you're playing circle for a lot of it. And then you finally get into the last circle, and it's kind of a cluster. So I not necessarily recommend. I mean, it is free, so how can you get really bad? If you're gonna present this game for free, then yeah, it could be fun to have it as a piece of your gaming, schedule. But I don't think that it's going to become anything spectacular. Like I said, I like the 1v1s. I think that it's a cool dynamic that they brought in, but I can't give it too necessarily high of a thumbs. For a BR standard, I would say it's probably like a 7.5, 7.6 maybe. If I were to give it a number on a 10-point scale. It's just really rough to be super gung-ho about it. That's all I can say. Anyway, guys, if you like this content, if you made it this part of the video, I especially thank you. Think about leaving a like, hitting a comment, something along those lines. Y'all are beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy you sticking around. I will be posting videos regularly. I think I'm going to try and hone in on Call of Duty. I I know that my, why I left Facebook gaming kind of blew up at one point, but I think I'm going to hone in on Call of Duty and try and become a Call of Duty channel just due to the fact that I know you guys want regular content. I flip-flop and do-si-do around anything. You know what? You don't know what you're going to get, but I'm going to throw a video out there, and I hope you guys would like to watch it. If you don't, completely understand. Love your beautiful faces. I will see you next time. Think about watching one of these other videos or hitting that subscribe button right here. Would appreciate it. See you later. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you in the next one.